feel that the use of social media and sort of your Twitter and your Instagram enables you to, like you said, for people to view you now as that guy who is having that dream job and creating really beautiful artwork? How do you feel that your sort of more direct engagement with fans of your work has enabled you to kind of build and grow that relationship?
I mean, social media has been, for photographers in general, it's been the best thing ever. You don't have to have a website and a portfolio now. I mean, obviously, it still helps to have something that's yours and yours alone. But Instagram is the new portfolio, and being able to share those images is also, hugely beneficial, because it just gives you so much more reach. Like, to say to somebody, even 20 or 30 years ago, that you can put a picture on the internet and it'll be on your own page that then get seen by hundreds of thousands of people every year, is something I don't think they could probably believe that would be the case. And it's been a huge benefit for all of us in the arts community, but it also has its own downsides too, where it really, I don't want to say like puts pressure on you, but it does put pressure on you to constantly keep innovating, constantly keep putting out something new. And it's not just, you can't just let it sit for a month or two and then, let it be somebody else's problem, like it was in the magazine days, where you submit your work, it goes in the magazine, you don't necessarily choose what pictures go in the magazine. Now it's like you have to put your own pictures up, and you better make sure that it's the best of the best that you can produce. And there is a pressure to that I struggle with. I think everybody struggles with. If you have a public facing social media presence, it's not always easy, but it does allow you to share your own work that you choose to share without having to have somebody else be the middleman.
And is that quite important to you, to be able to, obviously you're fully engaging in your own creative process when you go and work at a race weekend, but also to have that editorial control of, these are my favorite photos and I get to tell you what my favorite photos are. It's not a brand saying, oh, we can, see the Lamborghini logo perfectly here. That's
Right.
our shot. Is it having that process of no, I'm telling my own story with pictures that I like the best, I'm most proud of? Is that what
Yeah,
really, that's the benefit of it?
totally. And a lot of the pictures that I put on my Instagram aren't necessarily pictures that I took for a client. And it does kind of, it doesn't get tricky, but it can kind of like leave a conflicted feeling where last night I put up a picture of a Porsche that I took on the Daytona banking, and there's Christmas lights that I shot through. And it was pretty late at night, but the car is not a client. Porsche is not a client. It just, in no way, shape, or form is it a client. I'm semi okay friends with one of the drivers of it, but other than that, it has no relevance to anything that I'm being paid for. But it was the best of the pictures that I got from that spot. And you kind of feel a little bit conflicted about that, but at the same time, it is my portfolio. It is what I choose to share. That's the best of my work from a race or a weekend. And I don't need anybody's permission. Or like you said, the Lamborghini logo is perfectly sharp on the pole winning car from XYZ race. It can be whatever I want to share from whatever race I want it to be.
And what are some of the patterns you've noticed in being able to directly engage with fans on Instagram and stuff? Are there maybe things that will get more engagement and attention on Instagram that maybe you haven't, that surprised you? You thought, oh wow, people really like that. Maybe I should do that more. Are there any examples of that stand out?
Yes, but not in necessarily a good way. Like, some of the most boring pictures I've ever taken, it's just a picture of a car on a racetrack. It took nothing special to do. It took almost no skill to make it. It's just kind of sitting in the right place at the right time. Those pictures do really well, and people think, say that you're the best thing since sliced bread with a camera. And, internally, I'm thinking to myself, I don't really even like this picture. I just kind of like the car, where the moment was, the car was the one that won the race, but it's not even the most special picture I have of the car. I just, for whatever reason at the moment, that was like, I'm just going to post this one, and it goes super viral. Same with stuff on TikTok. You're like, I don't even understand why this went super viral because I'm not even that proud of it. But then the stuff that you are really proud of that took all the skills that I have in my toolbox, everything I've ever learned to that point, it took to make that picture. And then, people are like, "Nah, it's okay."
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really frustrating. You're like, you don't understand how hard this was to do this. Like, and nobody there, it just kind of falls flat. So it can be frustrating.